A quick reenactment of me after seeing this movie. What?
To whom am I speaking with now?
Dr. Fletcher, it's Barry.
It doesn't seem like Barry. Barry is an extroverted leader.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to take a professional guess based on the description of all 23 identities that live in Kevin's body that I've gotten from Barry. I think I'm talking to Dennis.
Split stars James McAvoy as someone dealing with DID, dissociative identity disorder, and what happens when he has to fight the darkness in some of his split personalities. It's directed and written by M. Night Shyamalan, who has both given me some of the best and worst movie-going experiences of my life. Where will this fall? Here's 5 things you might want to know about Split. Unlike M. Night, I won't keep you in suspense for long. I loved this movie. Let the Shyamalan-assance begin. He's back, and in a big way, I think. It's visible in a few ways, right? Number one, he is creating some of the most beautiful visuals I've seen in a while from him. Now, he has a lot of help from the guy who did the cinematography from It Follows here too, but you really get a sense for his eye that he showed early on and why people compared him to Hitchcock, not just for the suspense, but also for the way he framed his shots and his creative use of the camera. The other thing he's nailing here is tension. There are at least half a dozen scenes in this that are brutally suspenseful, including an opening scene that used space and silence in the camera in such interesting ways to create tension and create suspense. You're always on the edge of your seat, and I love it when M. Night can pull that off. But it ain't just him. No, it's also James McAvoy. This is a brilliant performance. A very difficult one, right? You're dealing with dissociative identity disorder, or multiple personalities, as some say. And to be able to convey those in a convincing way without it seeming ridiculous is difficult work. And he pulls it off here. He has different resting faces for these people. It's not just in the way they talk or an accent or maybe the way you hold your body. All that's here. But he understands that it's a completely different human being every time one of them is present. And I don't know how he did it. It's brilliant, and I loved every second of it. The other part of M. Night's work that I really appreciated in his early stuff that seemed to disappear in some of the more recent stuff is his work with themes. He understands how to weave themes through a plot and through a movie so beautifully. And this is written so well for that. You've got themes like predator versus prey, flesh versus spirit, brokenness versus strength. And they all come to the front exactly when they need to be there, and you never forget about them as they play with our characters and play with the story and play with the plot. For somebody who likes to think about that stuff during a movie, which is me, it really hit a home run on this one. And now we come to the part of the review where it becomes very difficult without spoiling you. But I won't. There will be no spoilers here. I'll just say this. The movie ends very well. I loved it. Kind of blew my mind. And it's one of those endings that informs the rest of the movie in a way that solves all of the problems I had with the movie. I had this handful of things that I was like, I didn't like that, I didn't like that. And then the ending happened and I was like, oh, I get it now. And so it kind of erased all my negatives. When an ending can do that, I think it's in a really good place. And this ending affected me in a way no movie I've ever seen has affected me before. Yes, I know all of that was vague. I'm sorry. I tell you what, tweet me after you've seen the movie and we'll have some more to talk about. Oh, so much more to talk about. But for now, let's finish with this, a little bit of a caution. There's a twist to this movie, of course. It's M. Night Shyamalan, and I think whether you enjoy this movie will depend on your relationship with this twist, what you think about it. I think that's going to have a big impact. It was about half and half in my theater, I feel like, that enjoyed it, that didn't enjoy it. Again, don't want to go into too much detail, except to say that if you're going to have some problems with this movie, I think it's probably in the way that this is presented or your understanding of what is being presented. I know that's so nebulous. Look, overall, Split is an experience to have right away, especially if you're an M. Night fan, so it does not get spoiled for you. I had an amazing time, made even better by an incredible ending. For me, it's an A-. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. Before we do, if you want to connect more, I would love that. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter, as mentioned. Aaron Dicer is my username, so you can follow me there. Also, if you want to listen to the podcast, it's called SiftPop, SiftPop. We have a lot of fun every week talking pop culture. Episode this week, by the way, we officially rank our official Sift sort for M. Night Shyamalan movies, 1 through 10. We do an official ranking between the three of us. So some really interesting arguments about what movies have to go where. But we do come up with a list. So you can check that out on SiftPop, SiftPop. All right, on to the best ever challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. Let's just do M. Night movies, since we officially rank them on the podcast. What is the best M. Night movie ever? You've only got 10 to choose from. Well, technically, you've probably only got 5 to choose from. So let me know what yours is. Here's the clue for mine. Mine's title is the opposite of Split. Take a guess at mine in the comments. Leave your choice there as well. And as always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit subscribe. Just click the logo right down in this corner. Oh, and don't forget, whoever gets it right first does get a point. A very awesome, meaningless, useful, useless point.